Well, with this gorgeous weather, we're in peak hiking season with a lot of people out there hitting the trails every day. But if you don't go out and hike too often, the next morning can be a little rough, Tess.
Yes,
you know that.
And the next day and the next day and the next day sometimes. That's why it's so important to stretch before you hike, not just
Probably before and after.
Yeah, but exactly. Kylie joining us live right now with some great stretches we can all do to help beat that day after stiffness. Good morning, Kylie.
Good morning. Last time I was here, like I mentioned, I sprained my ankle. So you want to avoid being me. So we're going to talk to the folks here at Stretch Lab. We've got Nick joining us this morning at the base of Piestewa. Have you ever sprained your ankle on a mountain, or are you an expert at stretching?
I've had a couple of injuries up on the mountains. I mean, being in Arizona, hiking is great, but yeah, you got to be careful. Absolutely.
And especially with the hike, talk about why it's so important when you're at a steep incline and then you're coming back down, why you need to stretch.
Right. You're getting a lot of muscles activated, especially things in the lower body, the hip flexors, the hamstrings, the calves, all those muscles, especially on a hike like this where there's lots of stairs, lots of climbing involved. So those things, they tend to get overused and overworked, and we really want to prevent injury. So that's what we're going to warm up and loosen up today.
Okay, we're warming up so that if I hike this later on, I don't sprain my ankle this time. What's number one, exercise
Absolutely.
number one?
So what we're going to do is we're just going to do simple 5 squats. So you want to do a little bit more of these before a hike, but we're just going to show you. So we want feet just about shoulder width apart. Arms are going to come out in front of you, and we're just going to take it down like you're sitting in a chair. Chest is going to stay up. Good. We're going to do 1, 2, beautiful. 3, good. 4, good. Let's check out that form. Go ahead, one more. Let me see it.
Oh gosh,
Let's check out the form.
You know
Let's see
what?
the form.
I will say we're at a little bit of an incline, so it could be better if it was on flat ground, but okay, here we go.
Good. Now hold. Right there, really good. She's sitting back onto her ankles, chest is up, eyes are forward. That's a really good warm-up squat right there. Looks good.
Okay, so one down. How many more to go?
So next one, now we're going to target hamstrings and calves all in one shot. This is super easy, but there are 2 things that are very important. You got to keep your legs straight, got to keep your back straight.
Okay.
So put one foot out in front of you, toes up toward the ceiling. All right, now, good thing. Yep, hands on the hips. Good.
Okay,
there we go.
hands on the hip.
Keep the chest up nice and tall. We're going to lean forward through the hips. So we're not reaching. We're just keeping the back nice and straight.
Oh, I'm feeling that.
Feel that, right in the hamstrings and the calves.
There.
Yep, that's exactly where you want it. We want to hold this maybe for about 15 to 20 seconds.
Ooh.
Yep, and just come on up nice and loose, shake it out, and do that maybe about 2 or 3 times.
Okay, and
good.
each side.
Each side, yes ma'am.
I like that one.
That's
Okay,
it,
what's the next one?
All right, so next one that we're going to do is a hip flexor stretch. This is also known as a runner
hips.
stretch. Yeah, kind of like a yoga pose. Yeah, hips are super important, especially in hiking. So we're going to get into a lunge position here, and I know we're a little bit of an incline, but we're going to make it work. So lunge position here, front leg is going to get bent. Good, knees just about over toes, arms forward. We're going to lift up and then push your hips forward until you feel that stretch right in the front of the hip and those hip flexors. You feeling that?
Okay, am I doing it right?
Yep, chest up nice and tall, lean forward into it. Now, where do you feel that the most?
My ankle from the
Oh, and the
spray.
ankle, of course, yeah, the ankle. So where the target location is going to be is right here in the front of that hip. We want to lean up, chest forward, pushing through the hips and really opening up those hip flexors. Because like I said, lots of climbing, you're using those hip flexors to lift the leg and then press up each time.
How many minutes should we spend before and after stretching?
Want to do, I mean, a good 5 to 10 minutes before is pretty good for stretching and warming up. Warming up is the main thing before your physical activity. Stretching is going to be the biggest component. Holding stretching like this is going to be really important after your hike.
Okay, Nick, so much. Thank you for joining us. Stretch Lab, they've got some locations in the valley as well, so they can help you stretch. But I've learned my lesson, guys. I didn't stretch, I will say, when I hiked about a month ago and sprained my ankle. So now I know you got to do about 5 to 10 minutes before and after. So, you know, you make it down okay and you're not hurting.
Totally. That next day can be brutal. All right. I didn't remember your ankles, so glad you're better.